What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 139.
Let's go. We're going to
Woo!
close out the year with 140.
Yeah, a
That's a
nice
nice
even number,
number.
right? Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We are bringing you that Monday energy before the holiday season live. If you're joining us live, comment over in the live chat. And if you're watching later, awesome, comment down below. And let's get into some quick intros. Hello, I'm Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
And looking over in the live chat, we get Rob Radler goes, all right, who's not dead? Sound off. Hello, welcome. And we get Untitled on Purpose. Got a hand raised. Yay.
Not dead. Good.
Yay.
Good.
Giga Derek says, howdy from the void. Woohoo. Hello.
I mean,
howdy.
given that I'm talking about solo leveling in a little bit, I feel like not dead is actually a really good bar to have, you know?
I saw a meme that was, it is stare into the abyss and scream into the void. So get that right. And it was like a funny little meme. I thought that was meme. We're going to be talking Freerun a little bit more in depth. We have now covered the whole show. If you're joining us fresh and you haven't been here yet, go check it out. We're getting everything about the show. So obviously spoilers. We're also going to talk a little bit of news. There's not a ton right now, holiday season, all that.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to get into this new Soul Leveling movie. Don't worry, no spoilers on that because not out just yet. And more. So stick around for all that. Yay!
Yes. Yay!
Speaking of screaming into the void, Giga Derek goes, stop screaming. It's so loud in here. Fair enough.
Yep.
All right.
The white noise of the void.
Let's get into some things we are excited about.
Let's go.
So we got this recent news from Tokyopop. They are launching their 2024 holiday manga promotion. And so getting ready for that holiday season, they are doing a special week-long web promotion that's going on now until Monday, December 2nd. And during this promotion, it includes Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Print editions of hundreds of select manga, graphic novels, and light novels are available at 40% off.
Yo.
With the special web code Black Friday 40. So the word Black Friday, all caps, no spaces, and the number 40, that's awesome. Feel nice.
That is wow.
So if you want to get that special gift for somebody, we've talked about it on here before. You can print out a little image and you can put an envelope and be nice and just hand the envelope, or you can do what else, Katie?
Yes, you can print out the image, you can put it in a card, you can put that card in a box with a rock, you can put that card in another box with another rock, and then you can wrap it in 6 layers of paper. And if you're truly evil, you can also do multicolored duct tape. I'm not a duct tape kind of person because I know that turnabout is fair play, but I've seen it. I have witnessed the horror. So if you have a giftie whom you know would appreciate the joke, or whom you really just want to work for it, that works. I believe it's not just for pre-orders though. Like this is also
they're
for
available
titles
too.
Yeah.
And
so the printouts for the pre-orders, and then otherwise, if you ship that
or,
early,
if you shipped it, you could still print it. Yeah, you could be like, if it hasn't arrived by the time of said event or gathering.
Yeah. If there's a shipping mishap, or if it doesn't happen before your gift-giving event of choice, then yeah. But odds are good that if you do it on Black Friday, it should. I think Hanukkah is later in the season. I think Hanukkah is later in December.
Well, this one's advertising it as, it should arrive before Christmas or the start of Hanukkah. And also, I want to get to, there are also titles from the Love series, which we've talked about, Disney manga and comics that matter. So speaking of Disney and holidays, there is a Nightmare Before Christmas movie manga. There is one on Zero's Journey, which I'm like, that's adorable. So there's a number of those titles and other ones we've talked about on here as well in the past. So check that out. Go check out Tokyopop and get your discounted holiday sale shopping going.
And also, if you're in a treat yourself mood and you want to try doing manga and maybe your local library doesn't have any and isn't able to order any, this is a really
Mhm.
good way to get a whole bunch of volume ones, see what you
Ooh.
like, and then donate the rest to the library or put them on your Buy Nothing group. Like, if you don't enjoy them, you
There
can
you
pass them on to
go.
someone who might. But, like, that's really inexpensive manga. That's a really good deal.
Yes.
Right.
Uh,
Before we
mm,
move on, another reminder, things I remembered right when we went live.
of
If
course.
you are watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this Thursday,
Yes. Yes.
remember we do have a Goku balloon.
Woo.
Classic Goku balloon. So
Mhm.
keep an
Mhm.
eye out for that.
Yes, thank you for that reminder.
Yes.
Also, another one I didn't put up at the beginning. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter, NTATNB. We just post like different press releases, stuff, announcements, and other links on there. But be following here at these as well as on Fanversation. Make sure you subscribe because we're probably going to be releasing not pertaining to this show, but other content over the holiday season.
Yeah.
So if we have other recorded videos, make sure you have that notification bell so you can know when those interviews and stuff are coming out.
Yeah, because it's not just us on Fanversation.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
more to this outlet. So
Yes.
multiple interests.
Or it's that end of the year, so it's all that other content that's like, oh yes, this, check it out. So follow on there. So then yeah, let's get into. Did you want to do? I was like solo leveling 1st,
Mm-hmm.
or yes. All right. So, Katie, tell us about solo leveling reawakening.
The embargo on this expired this morning, so I get to talk
All right.
about it. I thought I was just going to be saying I saw it because that's what I'm allowed to say when the press embargo is up. But nope, embargo expired at 6 a.m. So we're talking about it. Crunchyroll was kind enough to invite us to a screening of Solo Leveling Reawakening, and I was fortunate enough to attend. So I very much thanks again, Crunchyroll, for doing that. We love the screenings. We really appreciate them. Solo Leveling Reawakening is essentially a recap movie. They're calling it an omnibus for season 1, and then also the first 2 episodes of season 2. So, having seen it, having seen the editing choices that were made and the parts that were highlighted, I think that Reawakening is an excellent highlight reel and an inadequate plot summary.
Okay.
That is my take on it. Having seen it, having watched the full season of Solo Leveling and then having seen it, it was a great reminder of, okay, here's the sequence of events, here's what happened. But they focused a lot on the fights. Like whenever we had a big climactic fight, they kept in almost the entire thing, which, let's be real, beautiful fight choreography, beautiful Sakuga, beautiful everything. Like, this was not a difficult movie to watch by any means. But the first 3 episodes in which we get to know our character, learn a lot about the world, and see him at work, see his cleverness at work in this insurmountable dungeon, are done kind of in montage over the opening theme.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
In my opinion, we sacrifice a lot of character motivation to get the events out there and to showcase these fantastic fights. They also did not mention the meta plot of the island of giant ants.
Okay.
And they didn't mention the dungeon and this is all season 1 stuff. I'm not going to spoil anything about the season 2 episodes. Like, y'all can wait for January. But this is all season 1 stuff that we've covered on this show, that we've talked about, that if you've seen Solo Leveling season 1, you've seen all of this. They also did not mention the little private dungeon that he has that has the potential cure for his mom. So after seeing this and then going immediately into episode 1 of season 2, which picks up where the end of season 1 left off, like picks up immediately right there at that stinger. It's the sort of thing where me remembering how the plot goes, oh, this. But if it was someone who was coming into Solo Leveling fresh for this movie, the first couple scenes of season 2 would be really confusing for them because they're covering this thing that wasn't mentioned. So It's interesting. I think it's a very good refresher if you've seen Solo Leveling. It's very, very fun to watch this show on the big screen. Again, choreography, Sakuga, music, everything excellent. And the editing is very good. I don't necessarily agree with what they chose to include over other things, but the way they strung it together was extremely well done. If you know someone who is maybe interested, who wants to dabble, who maybe does just want the highlight reel, or who you could convince to watch the whole thing if you showed them the really cool fights, yeah, bring them to the movie. If you know someone who wants to see it, is into it, sit them down to watch season 1. Like, if you know someone who is already, oh yeah, I'm interested, I just haven't made time yet, I would say it is worth it to have them watch the entire season, especially if they're the type of person who doesn't want to go into anything with spoilers. Like, y'all know your friends. Y'all know what they'll enjoy. There will be some people where they'll see this movie and it will make them go back and watch all of season 1 because they like it so much. And there will be some people where they'll see this movie and they'll go, okay, we're good. And then go into season 2 and maybe have a few gaps where they turn around to you and go, where did they talk about that? So yeah, it's worth seeing. It's worth seeing in theaters. It's worth seeing in theaters with fellow anime fans. And again, episodes 1 and 2 of season 2 are worth the price of admission. I don't care how much you paid for your tickets. They're worth the price of admission. Full stop. They are so good. And seeing it on the big screen is always incredible.
Now you did.
Go ahead.
Oh, you kind of did just say it, but do you think if someone was brand new to it, watched this, and then watch the series, it wouldn't be too redundant because it's like, cool, they get the fight scenes again, and then here's all that other meat and potatoes we didn't quite get to yet.
Exactly.
Okay, then again, that's good though, of like, hey, here's like your sampler platter. If you really want to know more, you can go watch the show. And then right before the new season comes out, which is soon in January.
Like you've got a month to do. I think the season was like 11 episodes, which is not can go by super pretty quick. Long as far as anime seasons go. That is a Saturday or 2 Saturdays if you really like to spread things out. But yeah, this to me, this is much more of a highlight reel than a full plot summary / replacement for season 1. So you know how your friends get into things. Make a judgment call. And yeah, if you've seen Solo Leveling, the series, definitely go watch this. It is such a good time.
Nice. Yeah, seeing the action on the big screen is definitely a big plus.
Oh my God, especially, last big fight of season 1. Like, okay, yeah, this on the big screen is something else.
And the sound, it's like, whoa, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, yes, the sound editing. Perfect.
All right. We'll be on the lookout for Solo Leveling Reawakening come to a theater near you. Be sure to check in with your local theater of scheduling and time.
It drops December 6th. That is when it opens. And if you are in Los Angeles, there is a One Iota fan event. So if you've ever done One Iota, it's number 1 and then IOTA. They are doing a fan event on the 5th. And if the Instagram ads are to be believed, tickets are still available. So if you're in LA and you're like, oh, I'm a fan. Oh, I'd like to go to the event. Check it out.
All right. And then be on the lookout for season 2 coming out in January.
We do not have a specific date yet, but we do know that it is January.
Yeah.
So yeah, plenty of time to watch the movie and then sit down and rewatch the season because why not? And then maybe watch the movie again and then January.
And then speaking of, we know there's more, but we don't know exactly when. Freer and Beyond Journey's End. So yes, there will be a season 2, but we don't know when. Is that going to be a year or 2? We don't know, but it's well received, so it will be at some point. So now we've already covered the show week by week. So now we're going to go a little bit more into it. So join our live chat to talk about it. And if you've already seen it, now is when you can say some spoiler stuff because now
not for the manga. Not for the manga.
Except not the manga. Only what we've seen up until now, the anime. Because before we only going a few episodes at a time. So yes. Katie, what would you like to address first?
Well, for one, I'm happy to wait for a season 2 as long as it needs because I firmly believe that animators and everyone who works in the industry should be able to do things like take vacations and go home at night and have good meals and sleep and things like that. So, and people who are happy and healthy and rested tend to do better work. So, yes, I really, really want Free season 2, and I am more than happy to wait for it. God knows, we grew up watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. We learned patience. So this, I loved the way that this was structured. I love that we started with a very small scope, and it's the party that defeated the Demon King, and that's a small scope. Well, yeah, we're only looking in at about this much. And as Freeren's world starts to expand, so does the world of the audience. So does the viewpoint of the audience. We start adding characters in slowly. We have Fern, and we have enough time to watch Fern grow up, and we spend time with just her and Freeren before we add in Stark. And we take the time to establish that character development before we do, yeah, we're going to have Zion here. He's going to hang out for a few episodes, but he's going to be fun. Oh, yeah, here's other side characters. Here's recurring people that you'll need to know. But it takes its time to expand the world slowly so that the audience isn't just hit with a wall of world building or information that they need to know. And it also takes time to slowly up the stakes because like I'm thinking of, all right, well, they beat the Demon Lord, whatever. They beat the Demon King. Excellent. Awesome. That's how we start this. But every time we run into something where it's like, oh, there's stakes here, like the demon who invented Zoltrak and has been sealed for 80 years, presented as a big and terrifying threat at the time, but he unseals and Fern wipes the floor with him because his brand new invention is old hat, thanks to human ingenuity. We introduce demons in the town, and it's like, oh yeah, there's stakes. Freeren's out of commission. Oh, she's really not, though. It's like, oh, there's stakes. She's going up against oh no, she's been suppressing her mana, and it's huge. They do really, really well at building stakes for the audience. And then when they do the reveal of there was never actually any danger, it doesn't feel cheap. Because they build the stakes well, and then they also build, and here's the background information you need to know now going into this. So the audience still gets that sense of story development, even if it's just filling in the background pieces that Frieren knows. So it's very, very well executed. Storytelling like this is difficult and works like a charm. Just very, very well done.
They also do a really nice seamless job of the flashbacks as very casual memory moments of someone looking off, and then we cut to it, and then we come back, and then maybe they interact with the scene related to said memory, or they don't. It's mostly Freeren's having her moments, which is what we were talking about at the very, very beginning of like, okay, we've met her party. Yes, you can have your initial thoughts on them, but we don't really know them yet. And are we going to learn about them along the way? Yes, because then it's Frieren remembering them, or the different people that they encountered, or even their descendants, or their town, or the statues that were left behind. And that's that way we learn about these people, and then you care about them more. And it really is kind of like the mark you leave on people from interacting with them and spending time with them. Because like Aizen, we know more about him because he trained Stark. And so like moments like that. If you have favorite moments, let us know. I just looked over live chat. We get yes, we adopt their orphans. Yes, this is true.
That too.
Not the children, but they do adopt a few orphans. Norlara says my favorite moment was Frieren fighting the demon. Like, cute. This power allows you to.
That was the one we were talking about. With the scales.
Yes, shows me your true despair demon. Yes, I did like that one with the scales. That was so fun. Of like, just kidding.
And again, that was an instance of there's stakes, and then oh, maybe not. Well, not for Frieren at least.
No,
there were stakes for Fern and Stark.
Yes, I did just like those moments where, as you were saying, it's kind of the reveals of how much in peril people are, and then it's the, oh, just getting that last bit of context, or they don't really know.
Yeah.
The one demon, I think he was saying Drot, Draht. Well, Drot, that one guy in the prison
Yeah.
cell with her. Oh, when she's, because we know, like, okay, well, Freeman should survive, yeah, but it's like, how is she going to get out of this? And her just, oh, that, oh, real, okay, that's how this is gonna go.
It's like,
Hmm.
oh, so I can't
And you
snap
went,
your aura thread. It's like, yes, you can't
oh,
snap my aura thread. And I'm like, dude, oh my God, even I can see where this is. And he's
mm-hmm.
disarmed. Your arm's off.
Aha, yes. So stuff like that, I really appreciate those kind of moments, and yes, the getting to see the aura, her mana with, it looks like aura. Yeah, I was pulling up my I have my character names here. I was like, yes, remember
Yes.
every name. They're like, I'm sorry, and the one with the blue hair. No, I'm just kidding. And yeah, just seeing how people can change or not over time, and how we affect people too. Just even like continuing on that thought, Frieren being affected by those around her, and her growing over time, just at a very slow rate because she ages so slowly. Yes.
Well, and also they're very, very good at using. God, hand it to him. He tried his best. Yeah.
Thanks,
Oh,
yay. We like puns on this show though, so I was like, yep.
oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yep. Yeah, the very disarming performance. Yeah, I really do like how they use the flashback. For one, just showing all of the flashbacks, all of the little things
Yes.
after we've already seen Freerin exhibit that behavior and go, oh no, he had a huge impact on her, even if she didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Like, she has
Mhm.
no idea, or she doesn't think about the fact that she's picked up all these little mannerisms from her party. And then we see the first time and go, okay, yeah. And I think they do that in a larger context as well. And again, they do this really well reflecting in our current characters.
Mm.
Way at the end, last episode, we get, oh my God, Verbal talking about how he used to be into like the really big stories of Himmel the hero, but everyone else loved the small stories because they were small and personal, and
Yeah.
and then him realizing, oh, that's important. Helping people is important. Like, if I can help someone, I will. Pull that back a little bit. This is what Stark has been doing the entire time. And
Yep.
like during the episode where I believe it's his birthday and Fern is, trying to figure out where he is, and she's just following the trail of him helping people. Like, we see him exhibit this behavior, and we also see him comparing himself to Himmel in that whole Sword in the Stone episode. And it's like, dude, you've already got it down. You're already doing the thing.
And then we were talking about the apprentices, essentially. I like this moment as well. Narla says, I do appreciate Freeman at first telling her kids, I'm not going to teach a spell just to show you what we did. We learn. And it's like, yes, she does have the, I'm not just going to give it to you, we're going to learn it. And actually, I also do love that consistent theme of, it's the learning and the quest of the spell is what is important. And what matters to you, because maybe a spell seems really exciting to somebody but not somebody else, and that doesn't matter. It's what matters to you that's important. And then like the comedy that comes out of that was just kind of a little unsuspected. I wasn't really expecting that of, oh, okay, that is very funny, because that's a very useful spell to have. Because I think we often can think of spells as like these grandiose and like destroy
We think of Zoltrak.
things. Yeah, or you make something crazy and elaborate, but it's like, oh, I just made my clothes clean. Okay,
it's like,
that's
I
it.
have the legendary level laundry folk spell, or the spell that removes mold.
Yep,
like that is the one I keep coming back to. Like, yes, please, can I have that in reality? That sounds great. So, and also just seeing like that philosophy with Frieren versus the no, power is what's important. No, I'm only got what is the other elf's name?
Actually, speaking of that, thank you on that one.
Zerier.
Rab has a good point there. So the idea won't leave me. Flommel raised Freerun because her teacher wouldn't get off her ass and go fight the Demon King. That's a good point. Is just this approach of power, and you got to be so big and blah, and it's like actually it's the person who's not trying so hard who actually becomes the better one. And
I'm wondering how Zarya would have done if she tried to fight the Demon King. Because it's, again, the idea of, oh, I was able to win because I had really good people by my side. Like, I couldn't have done it myself. Like, yeah, you don't solo a raid boss. You don't do that. Having a really good, solid party is very important.
Yep. Different skills. So, yeah. And then, we get so many fun in terms of, like, it's humorous. Different beliefs that bump heads on this show, too. And at least it's done for a more comedic purpose in the show. Because, I mean, I don't think it's ever too stressful or...
I mean, we do get the bit with, oh my God, what's his name?
Well, we have
our other elf who's the monk. Oh my God, what's his name?
Kraft.
Thank you.
Yes.
My brain handed me both Klein and Karst, which were both incorrect. And I'm like, all right, who is he? I know this. Who is it? Yeah, Croft. We get him running into Ubel for the first time and taking out the bandits because he's like, no, I saw the trail of bodies. At least this way they get to live. Like, no, I know what you're about and I am not here for this. Yeah. So it is also that clash of philosophy. There is like, no, I knew you were going to do a murder and I took the kinder route. What the hell is your problem?
Yep. Back to your comment on solo
to seeing him come back around.
Yes, I want to see Croft again. Gigadeer goes, soloing a raid boss takes so much time. It's not really worth it. That too. Or possible, depending.
I mean, you're either cheesing it like crazy or, again, soloing a raid boss is not something you should be doing. They're not built that way.
Yeah.
And mages tend to be glass cannons. So.
Or, we've had so much laid out that I want to know more because our gorilla, want to see more from him. I want to see our other mages grow, Lavin and Kane, and all the other people who are at the test. I want to see like where they go for the next level of skills.
I get the feeling we won't see them again for a while.
Probably a while.
We might see oh my God, what's his name? Great. With the the older guy. My favorite.
Yes. Where at? Denkin.
That's my brain keeps handing me all the incorrect names tonight, which is great for a recap, you know?
Yeah.
It's because he was saying he wanted to travel further north to visit his wife's grave. So
I mean, Denkin is heading north. Yeah.
Denkin is heading north. I think Verbal and his company are also heading north because they're in the Northern Magic Corps. Like, I don't think it's the last we're seeing of all of them, but I think it'll be like, I think we're leaving child murder behind, you know?
Yeah.
But I think we're keeping our serial killer.
Yes. Laura Lara says, I love how Zarya and Freerun are two sides of the same coin. One doesn't understand humility, looks down on them. Humility and humanity looks down on them, and the other traveled with humans and has learned what emotions and feelings are. Yes. Zarya is definitely a very pompous person. I
love her. She's terrible. And just the conversation about her towards the end kind of turned into that bitch Stacy. Like, I love it. Yeah. I love it so much. I love that it's like, yeah, she's the world's biggest child. I'm like, yeah, but she also is extremely powerful magically and politically.
We did talk about this. Rat Rattler says Wervel is edgy teen Himmel. Yes.
Yeah.
We did talk about that a little bit.
Edgy young adult Himmel. Like, I don't think you get to where he is as a teenager.
Yeah, no, I want to say young adult. Well, the interesting thing in looking at some characters, I feel we're going to see a lot more new ones because as you keep scrolling, there's characters that are just manga because it's black and white. I'm like, don't keep scrolling.
Like, nope, stop scrolling. We'll get there eventually. I mean, they've got a 10-year journey and they're like a year and a half into it, maybe. We're going to
I'm
see a
kinda curious
lot.
that pacing of how they will approach future seasons, maybe, of, how much would they try to cram into it, and I felt this pacing was really nice once we got those gears rolling, but I
Mhm.
think now that it's going, it's gonna stay on that nice pace of
Yeah.
things wrapping up, or, like, chunks and threes seem to kinda be the pattern,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, we are on a roll, let's keep this going."
And like skipping a week, skipping a month, like having the little telling you when it is and how long it's been since Himmel died. And so, like, yeah, we skipped large chunks of time because we were, getting Fern to traveling age.
Yes.
And once we hit that,
Yep.
I think the biggest chunk of time we skipped was like 6 months. And that was just,
Oh, we had
wintering.
the
We
mountain
had a
blast stuff.
montage. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'd be curious also if the next bit's kinda like 3 years later or something like that, would they
I
jump that
don't
far?
think,
I don't think so,
given
but
that we have a 10-year time frame for this journey,
oh,
and
that'd
we're
really be cool.
probably
Yeah.
yeah, like we're building up to a lot more demonic activity because they were very, very clear about once Himmel died, everyone went, we can do things again,
They're like, "We
and
can go
started
outside." Yes.
like, oh my God, he's dead. We can actually like step foot outside and not fear for our lives. I'm like,
Mhm.
think about this for a minute, friends.
Mhm.
Think about that. Oh, you don't have empathy. That's right. Uh, yeah.
Yes.
So
That was also something that was like, "Okay, cool. I am glad we just made the demon characters like, no, they're just bad." Like, flat out, nope, there's no kind of question to that, like, portrayed that way, they do not care, they do like, instead of like, "Well," because I mean, yes, sure, having, a character have different levels of black, white, and gray all in there, or,
yeah,
nuance to it, sure, it's great, but it's nice to have some bad characters that are, "Nope, they're just bad," and you're like, "Cool,
yeah,
this is a monster," like, straightforward, like, obviously, they're not the only monsters out there, there are plenty of other things too, but I
yeah.
kind of just appreciated that of like, "All right, cool, those are the stay away from them and, don't trust them either."
Yeah. There is something to be said for having an entire race that's evil, and that
Mhm.
it's not something that I'm qualified to unpack because that is a huge conversation in actually Dungeons and Dragons stuff because there's some
Mm.
holdovers from the 70s that maybe we should
Mhm.
have left in the 70s, but
Mhm.
you know, as one does. Um Given that we have the origin story of like, oh no, they're not people who became whatever, it's they started out as these literal monsters, the same as just these murderous magical creatures that we see, and learn to talk. Like,
Mhm.
that's the thing. They learn language, they learn to affect empathy, but they never actually learned it themselves. So and again, that flashback of you don't have a mother, why do you keep crying for mother, like, or for your mom? Like, it makes humans stop, and isn't that magical? Like,
Mhm.
okay, so you understand the function of things in a terrifying sort of fashion.
Mhm.
Yikes.
Mhm. And then as you, there we go. Rob Adler says demons aren't much different from other predators. The hunter goes away and then they come back. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And then
Yeah.
Nolara says, "Yep, demon army is like, all right, we can destroy humanity now that their legendary hero is gone." Yes,
And it's like, you want to try that one again?
we'll see. We'll
Mm,
see.
mm. Himmel's gone, but as we've seen just over this past, 6 episodes or so, there are plenty that are willing to follow in his footsteps.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I like how this is shaping up. I like the structure of things.
Mhm.
Mockingbirds, yep.
Yes.
I wish that we had done more with Stark. And I know that like if during the last chunk of the show, like, yeah,
Mhm.
okay, we're focusing on this magical exam. Obviously he's gonna have nothing to do.
Mhm.
But even then, he's just been in the show for not as long as our other protagonists. Like, I just want more for the boy to do. He gets
Yeah.
one-off episodes and he gets like some character building about his insecurity and
Mm,
whatnot, but also like, can we have an arc for him next, please? Can we do that?
maybe.
I would like that. Can we have
Very
an arc
valid.
for him that doesn't involve fighting with Fern? Oh my god.
And that did get a little bit better over time because we were like, "Oh my goodness." And Fern just being pouty was a trope that we're gonna stick with. Okay. But it did get better and less just like
Yeah.
Because it's
And then also, again, they're both 18. Nobody
they're
who's
teenagers.
18
I
makes good
know,
decisions
but
all the
still.
time. Like it can be hard to step back sometimes when you're seeing this and go, no, this character is still a teenager with everything that entails. They're on this great big adventure quest, whatever, but they are still a teenager. And that comes with certain things. Again,
True,
nobody
but
makes great decisions when they're a teenager.
I'm glad with the storytelling they don't dwell on it too long. That
Yeah.
we as an audience aren't like, okay, like it's sped up. So it's like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes, this is very true. Rab says Fern and Stark, puppy versus kitty hours. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. But then also the bestest buddies as well, as that often happens. So, yep.
Look,
Very
an
different
extremely
energies, but
energetic cat and a corgi are going to be really good friends because they'll run each other ragged and then sleep well at night. I've done a lot of animal rescue for cats. Sometimes it's just like, this cat would work really well in a household with a dog. Like, they hate other cats, but they're here for dogs. Great, let's go. Tangents.
and sometimes, sometimes those opposites attract and just go well together.
Or sometimes they just have really similar energy. Quite literally.
Yeah. Let us know some of your favorite moments or themes, what you might be looking forward to. But again, no spoilers. If you've read the manga, leave a comment down below. Any other final thoughts that we didn't get to on the show?
I just really enjoyed this. I think this was extremely well structured, which is saying something because that's not an easy thing to do for a very long story, is to start the structure and then execute it well. I think time as an aspect was handled very well. I think we have excellent characters and fantastic world building. And again, I'm very excited for season 2, but I'm also willing to wait for it.
Yes. And just looking over chat, thank you everybody who's joining the live chat on the comments with that. And now we'll get into other stuff you should check out.
I did not watch Dan to Dan this week, so we're not going to talk about it. I am.
It's a good show. Go watch it. There we go.
It's a good show. You should watch it. And if you watch the first episode and you're like, boy, that bit went on way too long, give it the 3-episode test. We all know the first episode is a lot, but give it the 3-episode test. It's worth it.
It did break. Oh, what record? It broke a record of highest rating first episode something.
That does not surprise me. I mean, again, the publicity around this show and the fact that it's on at least 3 different streaming platforms is that is some crazy licensing for one. And then things I didn't realize until I watched a Mother's Basement video, but Turbo Granny is voiced by the woman who played Rita Repulsa in Power Rangers.
Nice.
Like, yes! Yes! Or at least I think the woman who did the English voice for her. I literally do not remember, like, if they just used the live action footage or if they shot their own the same. I don't remember. It's been a minute. But yes, the woman who played Rita Repulsa voices Turbo Granny, and it's amazing.
Nice. But I think it's the thing with Rotten Tomatoes that the first episode is like one of the highest rating first anime episodes in a while, beating out some other shows. So I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't watched it. Haven't watched a ton, but still watching Silo and still liking that. That's over on Apple Plus. It's only on episode 2, so if you're not caught up, you got some time to hurry up and watch and join back into that one. That's kind of it. Getting ready for holiday stuff. Not much time, but anything else you?
I have not really been watching anything new either. I've been doing in-person stuff because holiday events and holiday celebrations are very fun. That's therefore like 2 or 3. This weekend I did 2 holiday events and a show because it's all a very good time. And again, live theater, live events. I love holiday markets. It's always good to find the stuff that's in your neighborhood and go support it. Especially since there's probably going to be stuff in your neighborhood for Small Business Saturday. And again, going into a very, very large shopping weekend, Amazon's not going to notice your money. people on Etsy, people on Redbubble, small businesses that are on your street, or, if there's
any
a
holiday local
farmer's
markets. Yep.
holiday market, farmer's market, like you can spend $50 on Amazon, or you can spend $50 at these smaller places, and the smaller places will like buy their groceries for the week with those $50, or like it'll go to their rent. It makes a very, very big difference. So I know you hear shop small all the time, but like, yeah, if you can, do it. If there's something where you can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy it at the local shop, buy it at the local shop. It's also better for your environmental footprint. So yeah, that's my stuff you should check out, is holiday markets, farmers markets, and your small local shops, because it's always, always good to support those. And remember, if you're on Etsy, don't click on the ads, just click on the shops.
Looking over in the chat, I do like this. Free run alternate title. Is my party just Crazy Cat Lady Elf and her pets?
Yes.
Back to Turbo Granny. Noah Lara says, kind of ironic the Empress of Evil from all Power Rangers becomes a talking ghost old lady. Sounds about right. And then Untitled on Purpose says, my husband's a huge Power Rangers fan and picked up on that right away. She said one line and he was like, that's Rita Repulsa.
Amazing. Awesome. Props to your husband, man. That's pretty cool.
Giga Derek said, checked out Let This Grieving Soul Retire. MC's friends are all on Super Strong. He's not, but he's in charge.
Yeah, I've seen Mother's Basement has covered this twice at this point. Like, yes, you should watch the YouTube show Mother's Basement. He's an anime YouTuber, and like, I'm pretty much on with his taste in terms of recommendation, and his roasts and hottest trash videos are very, very funny. But yeah, Let This Grieving Soul Retire is on my list. It sounds hilarious. But the list is very long and also includes things like Agatha All Along and Arcane Season 2. And like,
Agatha's amazing. If you haven't watched that yet.
There's a lot of really good stuff that I just haven't had time for. Yes. SAO Abridged. They actually did a preview on they premiered it on their Twitch stream on Friday. However, they cut the VOD before. So it will go up eventually. They probably have to fight copyright for it, etc., etc. But yes, I'm very excited to see it. I did not get a chance on Friday. I was at a holiday event, but I'm super excited for that to drop.
Also, speaking of SAO Gun Gale Online 2 is just finished watching. It pretty much is wrapped up about now, but I think there's going to be at least one more episode to kind of like put a bow on everything. I was like, is this the last one? Because it feels like that arc where it's the end and then you have one more to be like, where are we now?
Here's the epilogue.
Yes. Yeah. So if you haven't gotten caught up on that, Gun Gale is back, and it's been a fun season. Cool locations, cool fight scenes. A lot of the characters are back. There are some people that I'm like, I don't remember who that is, but that's okay. But it's still like an entertaining one if you enjoyed the first season. So that's another one. And then that kind of leads us back to the reminder too of watching stuff for our holiday break. We are doing a holiday break until the 16th.
We will be doing one show in December, and that will be on Monday, December 16th. And then we will return for the first week of January. So we're not doing what is it, like December 30th, I think that Monday is. We will be doing January, it's either 5th or 6th.
Pretty much like that first Monday or so, but make sure you are subscribed on here. And
yeah, January 6th is when we come back in with regular shows. And we will be covering season 2 of Solo Leveling in January. So again, if you haven't seen it or if you haven't caught up, you have all of December to watch 11 episodes. I believe in you. You can do it. But also, if Solo Leveling isn't your speed because it can be really gory, I also understand that. Like, yes, I feel you.
Yes. Okay, there's a Free and Beyond Jury's End Abridged explained in a minute. Okay, we'll have to look that up. So the other thing too is when we show our socials in a moment too, again, please share if you find cool stuff, tag us and let us know. Thanks, Gig Derek. There was one on TikTok and it was a Chicago, they both reached for the gun, and it's Freerin and the Gollum Freerin, and that was actually really funny. It's like, ooh, that's a fun way to use that trend right now. I like it. But yeah, make sure you are following here on the Fanversation YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Give the video a thumbs up. I've been seeing that a lot of people are checking out some of our older interviews, which is fantastic. Please check those out. Share them with people. This is a good time to catch up on some if you haven't watched them yet. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter and NTATNB and Fanversations on all social media platforms. But in addition to that, Katie, where can people find you?
You can follow me all over the social medias, which now includes Blue Sky, as well as YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I am also on Silver Screams, a YouTube channel that I do with my roommate about horror stuff.
And there are, actually, that's on, I think that's over on my, well, yes, it's on my YouTube channel. It's a little old, but still good. Go check out my social stuff, Carrie Lane, at all social media platforms, Carrie D. Lane. And I have a video on my YouTube channel. If you just search Carrie Lane and do channel search, it will be there. But I did do a video on like holiday horror movies. So I was like, so if you're in that spooky season, but you want to do holiday season, they do exist. And there's some really good ones out there. So you should check those out. And I think I've posted some of those as well on my TikTok or Instagram. So yeah, check those out. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us live. If you watch live, if you're watching later, awesome. Early happy holidays and whatever you may be doing, celebrating activities and such. Safe travels and be safe out there. Be patient and kind with the people you're interacting with, especially those who are working on holidays to make your holidays better. And that one's, I feel like we shouldn't have to reiterate, but I feel it comes up all the time. And
I've been hearing that it's been particularly bad this year already. And it's, yes, we are all of us very stressed for many, many reasons, but take care of each other. That is how we're going to get through this. And that includes retail workers, service workers, food service people, social, like public transport, etc. Just take an extra deep breath, step away if you need to, and treat people with kindness. And if you need to go scream in your car or in your room, that's also valid.
I only laugh because we mentioned the scream into the void, but then we did mention how the void is a little noisy, but and then all that, please continue to reach out and chat with us, and we'll be seeing you in a little bit. And until then, take care, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.